Has won his lunch there. Has already got one. It took him 2 years and 8 months to chalk up 3 British Championship victories. Rhodes, who won in 1 minute 58 seconds in his first defence of this title against Peter Wardby. Bryan, who holds victories over the likes of Pat Barrett, the former European champion, and Gary Logan. Bryan in the gold trunks, the former welterweight champion. Ryan Rhodes looking for a repeat victory over him. Rhodes is in fact a right-handed southpaw usually, but I notice he's starting off here leading with the left hand. He can switch it all the time, and he's got power in both hands. I think the question really with Del Bryan is he's on a bit of a losing streak. Glenn, how much ambition is there left?
That's right, and it's also a long way into his career. So there is that, you know, how does he really want it when the going gets hard? And also the power element. Rhodes is a lot more powerful a fighter.
Having said that, Bryan has resurrected his career once before. He got into a bad spell earlier on and came back from that to reclaim the British welterweight championship. Bit wild, Rhodes, early on, but he'll have a lot of belief in his power, having stopped the former world champion Paul Silky Jones to win this title, and then the instant finish against Wardby. But truth to tell, he's still learning, really.
Yes, he's still very young, very inexperienced. His defense at times look a little leaky. He often has his chin a little high in the air. But certainly he's got some very good qualities, and he's got a tremendous power.
I suppose the other little question is, did Bryan learn enough on the first occasion to have worked out a successful strategy for this one?
Well, he's very experienced, and he's took a rematch as his next fight, so obviously he's worked hard, and he's quite confident in his own mind to have taken the fight.
Rhodes is back to southpaw now, and when I say he's a right-handed southpaw, most southpaws are left-handed, but it does mean his jab is that much harder, or should do anyway in theory. The right hand from Bryan didn't really land flush. Just a slip that by Del Bryan. Bryan, who comes from Nottingham, the Wally Swift camp. And Swift himself moved up from welterweight to middleweight to win British championships back in the 60s. So can one of his charges make a move up in weight as well to become a two-time British champion, as it were, a two-weight British champion? Rhodes, the youngest ever British champion at any weight, was Eric Boone, 18 years and 11 months back in 1938. Just a few days past his 20th birthday, Rhodes was, when he became British champion. From the currently rampantly successful Brendan Ingle camp, there's his mum Tina celebrating her birthday, and of course this would be the best present, the Lonsdale belt to keep for her son. Still work to do yet, though.
It's an evenish first round, with none of them really slipping into gear, and both of them missing quite wildly. Rhodes loading up, but Bryan for the most part managing to get his head out of the way and his body out of the way and tuck up.
This fight's coming thick and fast for Ryan Rhodes. Certainly the campaign is to keep him busy, raise his profile. They want him to catch on as a big star, and he could do that too. Not found his timing here yet, though, that's for certain. Decent little right hand from Del Bryan. Bryan, who lost his British welterweight championship the last time against one of Ryan Rhodes' stablemates, Chris Saunders. Saunders himself has since lost the welterweight title to Kevin Lushing. That's a good right hand on the counter. And Bryan saying, nah, didn't hurt me, but it might have done.
Yes, normally when a fighter does that, that's what it means. They connected. Rhodes just find it difficult to land with his good punches. Bryan putting a moving target, keeping his head on the move.
Rhodes just coming to reach a bit with the jab. He's landed that one significant punch in the round so far. Like a lot of the Brendan Ingle fighters, Ryan Rhodes, his defense really is his reflexes. Harold Graham was the one, of course, who set the trend in that department.
Rhodes is doing the right thing. He's being patient. He's not taking any unnecessary chances and just marching in there. He's looking for the right spots and just taking his time.
Is he elusive enough there, Del Bryan? As a welterweight or ex-welterweight, speed could be something in his favor. He's talking in there and he's just stopped the rabbit, says Roy Francis, reverting to a bit of the old Cockney slang. Now it's Rhodes' round. Some good punches in that second round from Ryan Rhodes in defense of his British light middleweight championship here.
Yes, he was just getting the better of the work. He finally started to get through. Nothing really good, but there's that one good punch which just puts Bryan a little bit off balance. It didn't catch him real clearly, but I'm sure he felt it.
Here's round three. Ryan Rhodes, the defending champion in the black trunks, the 20-year-old from Sheffield, the gold of Del Bryan from Nottingham. Been a fair bit of showboating, as they say in the trade already, from Del Bryan.
Lots of missed punches from both of them.
British championship fights behind him, Del Bryan, and he's won 6 of them already. Again, being made to miss, Rhodes, but remaining composed and patient. Like all the Ingle fighters, Rhodes pretty hard to catch cleanly.
And Bryan being quite elusive so far, so not a lot landing.
Well, they're both elusive, aren't they?
Neither can hit the other.
A lot of air shots in there at the moment. There's another one. Looks like a punch around the back of the head. That's why the warning from Roy Francis for Del Bryan.
Bryan really reaching for those shots, but still not able to reach the elusive Rhodes.
Right back.
But the name of Ryan Rhodes is beginning to spread. People have been coming up to me asking me how good is he. Well, he can still get hit like that. Good right hand through the middle. Does have that power. A little right hook from him there as well. Bryan did land with a right hand, but the better shot was from Rhodes.
Bryan forced on the back foot for a little while. Rhodes has got to close the gap down and be quicker to get to Bryan.
Still can't land with anything very significant, Bryan. Has been on the floor a few times in his career, Del Bryan. Not so far here against the power puncher Rhodes, though. Welcome back to Reading. Ian Darke and Glenn McCrory with you at ringside. Ryan Rhodes defending his British light middleweight championship. Not that impressive so far.
No, he's just failed to get to Bryan, who's doing a very good defensive job. You see, they're both making each other miss a lot. Very much Bryan just goes into survival there. They're a little bit of action, but both connected together. And for me, I'd have to give that as another even round. So that's 2 out of 3, even with just Rhodes. I give the second round.
Here's round 4. Shoot to go 12, of course. Bryan looking as if he was breaking into fits of laughter there as he made to miss. They touch gloves. Certainly no bad feeling between the boxers. Out of the ring, Rhodes is a pleasant and approachable young man. The switch hitting there from Rhodes. Did well with the right hand.
Again, Bryan picking away with a couple of little shots and then getting out of the way, proving to be quite elusive. Rhodes just loading up a little. I think he'd do better just to box a little bit, use the jab and try and work his way in and then look for the heavier punches.
But with the right hand. Again there, Ryan Rhodes.
Good defensive work from Bryan, just slipping out of that corner there.
Back to southpaw for Rhodes. It looks like the two of them couldn't hit each other with the proverbial bag of rice at times in there.
Yes, they're both very, very much defensively minded. Rhodes is loading up, but he can't quite get to Bryan. And Bryan just picking away with little shots, doing a little more, but obviously they're not as hard as Rhodes punches.
It's not a bad strategy from Del Bryan. And I just wonder whether pretty soon Ryan Rhodes will start to become a bit frustrated.
Well, he's got to start working a bit more, but not loading up, because Bryan's just cuffing around with these little punches, but he's done more in this round for me.
Patient Rhodes, but at the moment, has to be said, he looks like he's running on 2-star. That's better work from Del Bryan, but he's caught by the left hand and then a straight right. That's what Rhodes needs. Bryan using all the experience of 50 fights to fiddle his way through the bad moments. He needs to do that. That's on his side, but he gets caught with another left hand and down. That's a knockdown. He was very quickly up, absolutely disgusted with himself for getting caught by that punch right at the end of a round in which he was doing very well for a long time, but Rhodes came back very, very strongly in the last half minute and gets the knockdown.
Yes, he finally got through with the punches. Bryan was doing very well in that round, throwing more punches, just cuffing through. But there's that strong hooking left hand. Bryan just, I think his feet got tangled up a little bit. That's why he fell so heavily. But it was a good punch. Really got a lot of weight into that. And Bryan goes down. Up he bounced straight away. Disgusted at himself, as you said, Ian.
Just as if Rhodes had been stung into moving into a bit of a higher gear. Landed 37 by Rhodes, 30 by Bryan, and a better success rate for Rhodes. But neither of them that economical, are they? A lot has missed. And the computer just underlining that point. This is round 5. Rhodes naturally much the more powerful man. Remember, this is an ex-middleweight who's come down and is probably going to move up again pretty soon, whereas Bryan spent his heyday as a welterweight. And that's why he's feeling the weight of those Ryan Rhodes blows. Hurt again. Says he isn't, but I think he was.
Because now he's starting to land jabs, Rhodes, and this is better. He's starting to put more punches together instead of looking for single blows.
Starting to get to Bryan now. And this is bad news for the Nottingham fighter.
Bryan cagily tries to fight back off the ropes, but he's very much on the retreat now.
Maybe some blood by the mouth for Bryan. Bryan also looks to have a swollen right eyelid. Rhodes is starting to get through with these blows, and that might be the beginning of the end for Bryan. He has to remain elusive as he was early on. Once he starts mixing it, you fear for Bryan.
It's looking a little disorganized, trying to get hit with punches.
Bryan is the kind of fighter who will try his heart out. But he hasn't had a win yet at this weight, like middleweight. 3 consecutive defeats. One of them against this man, Rhodes, who lands with another hefty-looking right hand there.
But Bryan's not managed to get through to Rhodes a couple of times, and again, just when Rhodes is looking a little open.
But it must be said, they do look like pea shooter blows in comparison, don't they?
They do, and there's a bit of damage around the eyes, I think, of Bryan, certainly some swelling.
That's another right hand thudded through, blood from the mouth too of Bryan. And you just begin to wonder whether his challenge is falling apart. Right uppercut, got him there, over on those ropes on the far side from us. He's down for the second time. He's up as quickly as he was the first. But the end might be near.
It is. Now he's starting to find the power of Ryan Rhodes. Bryan a little disorientated as he goes back to the corner there.
Down in round 4, down in round 5. He was floored 4 times by Chris Saunders when he lost his British welterweight title, and 5 times by Darren Dyer.
This is the knockdown. He just bends his knees, gets a lot of power in there. Beautiful shot, delivered right up the middle. And he goes down. That was a hurtful blow. He goes down onto his knees, and he was quickly up, but that was a hard shot.
That was a class shot, and it was reminiscent of the shot that Prince Nassim found to dispose of Tom Johnson, wasn't it?
That's right, a very good one. Brought right up the middle as Bryan covered the sides of his head.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Low-key start, but he looks as if he's in the mood now.
Second out, round 6.
Here's the 6th round. Rhodes has taken control in the last couple of rounds. Bryan's been down a couple of times. He's quickly got up. He's on his bike again. He needs to be. But will the legs do that job for him, having been hit pretty hard in that last round?
This is where it gets hard for Bryan, and the legs look as if they were going to give way there.
There were 1 or 2 members of the British Boxing Board of Control who were opposed to Bryan getting this fight. Didn't think he'd done enough to deserve the chance. But the vote went in his favor on the basis of his excellent performances as a welterweight. That little piece of history is looming very large for Rhodes now. Biding his time, he's trying to pick the shots. Bryan, but you've been caught by a right hand. That looked like a slip to me and no more. That should not be counted as a knockdown, and it isn't.
Yes, he slipped and he got caught when he slipped. A little unlucky there.
Rhodes is beginning to tee off. That's just wrestled to the floor, Bryan. Again, no count, of course.
There's quite a bit of damage around the nose, and the eyes are looking puffy from Bryan.
Swollen around the face, breathing heavily. Bryan, must be said, at the tail end of his career, anywhere near the top in domestic boxing now.
Well, I think Rhodes could be getting a little bit frustrated, finding it difficult to get to Bryan with his punches. He's loading up, but time and time again he's being made to miss.
Dabbing away at the eye damage. Now the right hand. Roy Francis takes another close-ish look at Bryan. Just occasionally he still looks open himself, Rhodes, as the round ends, and a bit of an exchange between them.
Please, your appreciations for Bryan. And I'll now ask the steward in charge of Vernon Buckley to present the Lonsdale belt to the light middleweight champion of Great Britain, Ryan Rhodes.
Whatever Ryan Rhodes goes on to achieve from here, nobody will ever be able to take away from him his Lonsdale belt success. Records are there to be broken. He has set a standard that will ask questions of anybody in the future, surely. And a young man who's a credit to the game at the moment, attracting a great deal of attention, and he has a little bit of charisma and a little bit of dignity to go with his undoubted punching power inside the ropes as well. And all in all, he's becoming a good advert for the game. Credit also to Bryan, whose resourcefulness tonight was something to behold. But no upset. Rhodes reigns on as the British light middleweight champion and has new horizons. Let's hear what they are. He's with Ian Dar.
Well, all the clan are down here. We've got Ryan, who keeps his title. There's Mum Tina. What a great birthday present for her. Naz is here as well. Now, Ryan, you're becoming the history man. You're a man in a hurry. 90 days, Lonsdale belt to keep.
That's it. The youngest ever in 57 years. And the quickest time in winning a Lonsdale belt, which is 90 days. It was 95 days, but I've done it in 90.
How much does that mean to you? Because that is a very, very attractive belt, isn't it?
It's beautiful, and it's beautiful. To me, it's one of the best belts out there through the world title belts and all them. To me, it's the best belt out there, and it means a hell of a lot to me.
It's something really to cherish, that, and you'll be hoping to follow it, of course, with a world title bout. How tough was that for you tonight? Because everyone said it was a bit of a formality because you'd beaten him before.
Bryan's got a heart like a lion, I'm telling you. I was hitting him with some good shots, and he was shaking his head. I couldn't believe it. I hit him with some good shots, but to me, Bryan has got a heart like a lion. He took them shots in the earlier rounds. I couldn't believe it. He's surprising me. I'm still shocked now that he went, I think it was 6 rounds, was it? 6 rounds?
Seventh
round. Couldn't believe it.
Good performance. Great birthday present for you, Mum, wasn't it? What do you think?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I told him 4th, but he did it in 7th. As long as he won, don't matter what round it were.
Did you get her another birthday present apart from the win?
This is a birthday present, the bell right here. She's having it to keep. It's my mum's now. So if anybody wants to come and look at it, they've got to see my mum now. It's hers for her birthday.
That's a great gesture. What did you think of his performance, Naz?
Absolutely brilliant. He took his time, and I said he was going to take him out. Del Bryan's an underestimated fighter. He's a great, as Ryan says, he was a great champion, and he's got a heart of a lion. But once Ryan connected with them rocket launchers that he's got, which are similar to mine, Ryan just took him out, took him to pieces in his own time. I can see Ryan win a world title this year, and I'm with him, you know. We're going to be topping the bill together, maybe in Sheffield with our world titles together. Can't wait, baby.
Good stuff. How do you see your future now? I mean, you're going to have that holiday that you've put off?
Yeah, I'm going on holiday tomorrow with a few friends.
Where to?
To Gran Canaria, just for a week, and then I'm straight back in training. But like Naz says, hopefully this year, me and Naz will be topping the bill in Sheffield, and hopefully joint top, and hopefully Johnny Nelson will be fighting with us. He couldn't be here tonight, but never mind. But definitely, end of this year, me, Naz, and Johnny Nelson will be fighting for a world title, hopefully in Sheffield.
And our manager and trainer is happy about our performances.
Yeah, I bet he has. I mean, Brendan, couldn't be going better for you, could it, at the moment?
They're doing the job. We're behind the scenes, John, myself, and Dominic. But he's done a great job tonight. Naz won the world title. Ryan's on his way. Johnny Nelson's European champion. But fair play to them. They've put 14-year hard slug in. They deserve everything.
Well done, the lot of you. Should be some birthday party tonight. Well done.
Still chat, as always. That's it. Thanks, Frank.